of the sunset pierce, slanting the forest. What does playing the cello have to do with this quote? You're going. I just played one of my favorite movements from one of Bach's unaccompanied suites for cello. It was a dance movement from the G major suite called an allemande. I picked this movement because I really love it, but also from a very early age it has symbolized a lot to me. And I picked this movement today to play because to me it really best represents the role of a teacher should play in a student's life. The melody is always there, flowing and developing, but there are many twists, turns, changes of direction throughout its course. A teacher must be a constant in their student's life, like a melody, but also willing to change directions quickly and smoothly while helping to mold their students into individuals who are eventually able to choose their own paths through life. It takes a lot of skill, patience, knowledge, proper breathing, rhythmic timing, precision, passion, discipline, and years of practice to be able to play the cello well. This is also true in our discipline, Taekwondo. I started playing the cello 40 years ago and teaching the cello to students 30 years ago. I think I can honestly say that I'm a much better cello teacher now than I was 30 years ago. I've had years of experience to learn and many excellent teachers to help me develop the skills needed to feel confident in taking on the responsibilities of the role of a cello teacher. I've only been studying Taekwondo for a short while and teaching it for a mere 2 years. I feel I need many more years of experience before I can even begin to feel like I know and have the answers of what the role I play as a teacher in a Taekwondo student's life. But I do know that I have been able to apply many of the same teaching techniques and qualities that I use as a cello teacher with my Taekwondo students. I can give you a quick, easy answer of the role of what the teacher should play in their student's life. They must teach the student what they think they have come to learn. This is a Taekwondo school, so the obvious role of a teacher at IME is to teach the student what they need to know so that they can acquire their black belt. But there is really so much more involved in the role we play as teachers. Yes, we must have the knowledge in all of the techniques that we are teaching our students so that they can learn the skills correctly. But we must also be a good role model as a person so that our students will respect us, will want to learn from us, and emulate us. It's important for a teacher to be able to set aside their own egos while working to build their students' knowledge, and to be unafraid to allow their students' abilities to even surpass them. A teacher must be able to look at each teacher, a student, as an individual and try to meet their unique needs. The student's needs may actually have nothing to do with learning Taekwondo skills. A teacher must also be willing to take the time to find within themselves what they have to offer each of their students so that those special needs are met. Teachers are all different individuals and most likely will have very different contributions to give each student. A teacher needs to love teaching and get great joy out of it. This will allow them to show their appreciation to their students for being given the privilege of teaching them. The student needs to feel special, wanted, and enjoyed. Teachers need to be able to love all of their students, even the undisciplined, untalented, and even those unlikable ones that we all eventually run into. I have found as a teacher that I actually enjoy working with the less skilled student because it challenges my skills as a teacher to help that student reach the goals that they have set for themselves. I found that the unlikable student that we all find in our classes helps me to stop and look at myself and ask myself, what is it that I don't like? Is it something I recognize in myself? Or do I just have to learn to be more accepting and open to people who have different ways from me? A teacher must also thrive on continuing to learn. You never know when one of your students might instill some precious wisdom upon you. And a teacher has to be unafraid to admit that we can even learn from our students. We must be willing to apply all of our past learning experiences, not just from the field of martial arts, but from all other parts of our lives to our teaching. We must have incredible patience while instructing our students. This will enable us to continue to work with our students even when we may be frustrated. We must be able to hide these frustrations from our students. The student must always feel at ease with their teacher while struggling to learn. The teacher must not only have patience, but must be able to instill it in their students. A student's knowledge and skills develops in waves, and one must sometimes wait a while for that next big wave to arrive. This is when patience is a wonderful attribute to have acquired. A teacher's role is to help light the student's path and gently and lovingly guide them through the forest of knowledge, and eventually give them the confidence in themselves to continue down the path of their own choosing. The role a teacher can play in a student's life is a very important one. We have the power to make or break a student. And we must be careful how we choose to play this role in our students' lives.